Hi, welcome to the Know Before You Grow series. Today we're going to be evaluating the Sunshine Mix 4. I'm Matt with SoiLab.
And I'm Kris with My Soil.
Follow us along as we fill out a scorecard, evaluate its overall score, and best usage. Let's go ahead and start off with price. Remember, we're always looking at price per cubic foot before we apply a score for our scorecard. This happened to be $14.98 per cubic foot. And based on our chart, that assigns us a score of 7. So let's get 7 on the scorecard and then move to the next thing that we're gonna notice as we get this soil home.
Yeah, as a consumer, one of the first things you're gonna notice when you open the bag is the smell of the particular product. On this one, I rated the smell at a 6.5. Not great, doesn't really smell like soil so much. Yeah, just nothing fantastic about it.
Yeah, nothing horrible either. I had this one at a 7, and my notes just say it really had very little smell. It was kind of neutral, but there was kind of that peaty, perlite-y smell, so I just had this at a 7. So why don't we put 6.75 on the scorecard and talk a little bit about the look and feel here, Kris?
Yeah, look and feel on this one, I actually scored it at a 5. And the reason I'm struggling here is because this is literally a brick. And so if you're gonna work with this stuff, you're gonna really have to break this stuff up and spend a lot of time, working this soil to get it broken down. And so, it's mostly peat, got some big, chunks of perlite as well, and obviously a lot of fines, but yeah, for me, I really rated this as a 5.
Yeah, and I was at a 6, so we'll use 5.5 for the scorecard. For the same reasons as Kris, this was tough to handle when I was filling the smaller pots. If I was trying to get a lot of volume in a little package to bulk up a huge raised bed, that might be a really good use here. But look and feel wise, that compressed nature of it did knock it down a little bit for me filling these smaller containers. So price, smell, look and feel. Kris, you want to go through the soil test results that we had pre-plant for this soil next?
Yeah, for nutrient levels on all our bag soils, we do a My Soil test before we ever plant the plants. For nutrient levels on this particular soil, I rated it as 6.5. If I look at those levels, we're low on one of our major macronutrients, which is nitrogen. Our phosphorus is just at the lower part of the optimal range, and some of our other macros are there, but not in high levels. Also, our micronutrients are low, which is pretty typical of a lot of these bagged garden soils, but our pH is good. And so based on all of those components, I ranked it, at a 6.5.
All right, and I had it at a 6.5 initially, but I did bump it up to a 7 for my rating. And the why behind that is this actually had 7 different species of mycorrhiza embedded in it. And we know that that does have the ability to help expand nutrient uptake, phosphorus in particular. It's also noteworthy that on the back of this bag, it does recommend additions of fertilizer post-plant, and we did not fertilize this post-plant at all. So I had it at a 7 for those reasons. So let's go ahead and put 6.75 on the scorecard and then talk about will it grow?
Yeah, so will it grow? It will a little bit on its own, but this soil definitely needs to be amended. We can see the nitrogen deficiencies here, very prevalent, where these lower leaves are moving nitrogen up to the newer leaves here just to maintain growth. The lettuce wasn't too bad, but pretty stunted, not a lot of production there. And so overall, on the will it grow, I scored this at a 5.
Yeah, I was at a 5 as well. So that's, again, pretty easy math to get on the scorecard. I was also noticing, a lot of these older leaves just completely aborted and fell off. Kind of like mid-study. We're at 6 weeks here, and those started falling off around 3.5 weeks or so. So I was at a 5 for those reasons. If we take all those scores on average, that gives this one an overall rating of 6.2. So that being said, what are some of the best uses? One of the first things that I thought about is this might be really good for a seed starter. It might be good for bulking up raised beds. What else were your thoughts, Kris?
Yeah, my notes, I had a seed starter as well, something with a little lower nutrition, just getting seed started and going, and also bulking up raised beds or native soil gardens where you just need to add some organic matter or bulk up a specific area.
The last use that I really see is if you're a grower who likes to control what fertilizer inputs go into this might be a really good starting point for you to further amend with those products that fit your growing philosophies.
Or if you're composting and want to add compost to, a mix to bulk it up, this could be a good option as well.
Absolutely. This might be just a really good base starting point. So hopefully you learned something about Sunshine Mix 4 and how it may or may not work in your garden. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and comment below what other soils you'd like to see us test in the future. Appreciate you following along, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon in the lab.